was there, I don't know if this is true, but is there a tie between like that Web3 and user-generated content and the Tears of the Kingdom? Because I heard there was, because I didn't play the game, I was interested in it, but I heard there was some user-generated content in that game. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are some aspects I got inspiration from Tears of the Kingdom as well.
Nice.
In Tears of the Kingdom, you can like put together different parts. Like, for example, you have wheels, you have fans, you have wooden like planks, and you just like put together like in different ways so that you create your own like vehicle, you create your own weapon, these kind of things. So there's like a crafting system that's involved.
Sweet.
So people have been super creative with Tears of the Kingdom. They give you like a lot of different like basic materials, and then people just create these like gigantic weapons that kill like all the monsters, and these like really amazing vehicles that like let you go anywhere. So I've been also having fun watching those videos on YouTube, but also like really inspirational for our a survival and crafting game, which is Space Frontier. So that's also a crafting game. So there are definitely some aspects of Tears of the Kingdom that can really be like similarly like used for our crafting games. So
That's cool.
that's been really interesting to see.
And for that crafting game, what remind me what that's called, and when do you think that would be available for, I mean, normal users to start checking out?
Yeah, so it's a space-themed survival crafting RPG called Space Frontier. So the whole story is about trying to survive in a space environment. So you have your own home ground planet, and then there's multiple planets that all have different environments. So you go mine and collect materials, and then you craft different things both on your home planet and like in those planets in order to survive.
Okay.
And this one, we are looking to have a closed beta by the end of this year.
Nice.
So people will be able to pre-register for the closed beta.
And so if gamers want to try that or get involved somehow, what would be the best way, for whether it be, Rumble Racing or the, this new Space Frontier game? What would be the best way for them to reach out to you guys?
Yeah, for Rumble Racing Star, actually, we will have an open beta in October. So I think that would be that's going to be pretty soon. We'll have a pre-registration link available for that pretty soon. But in order to get all this information, we have a Delabs Games Twitter, and then we have a Rumble Racing Star Twitter, and then we have a Rumble Racing Star Discord. So these would be the best places to get information regarding Rumble Racing Star. And then for Space Frontier as well, following Delabs Games Twitter, you'll be able to get the fastest information there.
Sweet. Yeah, I could definitely think of some of the writers for Outsider Gaming that would want to try that. So definitely let me know when that registration link is up, because I'll send it in our Slack chat of writers, and I'm sure a couple guys and girls will want to get involved.
Sounds good. It'll be fun to play together in-house with the friendly match mode.
So I guess going back to a little bit of your background, where are you based right now, and kind of how did you get involved with this, with Delabs Games and all of this, cool game creation stuff?
Yeah, for me personally, well, first of all, I'm based in South Korea. Most of our staff actually work in-house.
Okay.
So we are all in the same building. And then for me personally, I come from a development background actually. So I did software development just in the traditional Web2 space in the beginning. I've always wanted to make games. So like as side projects, I would make these like mini casual, like hyper casual games on my own. Because I also like, I really like drawing as well. So I've always had an interest in gaming and like casual gaming. And then I kind of saw that like blockchain was becoming really popular. So I wanted to explore that field. So I actually went into blockchain development. So I was in a startup doing DeFi. So I did some like DeFi development. So that's where I got like some familiarity with like the blockchain tech stuff. But then, I mean, I always wanted to explore my passion like in gaming. So I think that's how the transition was kind of natural. Although now I'm not doing development anymore. I wanted to see more of a like bigger picture of what's going on like as a business. So I moved into strategy, but I also like take care of some of the like technical decision making here as well.
Cool. Yeah, I guess it's great to have that background, you know. I mean, for me, like when I work on outside of gaming, you know, I have, you know, a gaming background, a little like just like I said, very casual gaming. But my background is more journalism, writing, editing, that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
it definitely helps, you know, when I'm working with the writers, while I'm not the one always writing, you know, it's still nice to be able to, you know, go check someone's work or help them out in some way if I can. You know, it really is helpful to, I'm sure, for you to bring that, you know, background perspective
Mhm.
to, you know, your like management or strategy job.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially like in the blockchain space, since the technology like part has been like the big focus, I think it is especially important to like be able to keep up with that technology and like where it's going and be able to apply that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm located in New Jersey, and I work with some other people in. We have a colleague in Chicago, another colleague in Philadelphia, but mostly all of the teams I work with are in Germany and Europe, Middle East, so all over the world really. So it's it's nice to be able to kind of bounce ideas off everyone, and I
Mm.
like you said, you end up getting a lot of creativity that way when you know you end up getting new ideas about what to write about, you know, what to focus on, and obviously new interview opportunities like this pop up. So very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be nice also to kind of hear perspectives from all over the world.
Yeah, I guess is that for you and Delabs Games and your games coming up. Do you think most people know you in South Korea only, or do you think you're getting kind of an audience all over the world at this point?
I think actually we're less known in South Korea. We're more
Oh, no
known
way.
outside of here. Because first of all, I guess like regulation wise, South Korea is not super friendly to games that are related to like blockchain.
Hmm.
So it's blockchain games are actually illegal here. So
No way.
it's kind of hard to build a native audience here. So we're
Sounds
putting more
very hard.
efforts globally to build an audience.
That's crazy. Why are they illegal there, or what is the point of that?
I guess just the way that money is distributed, it's not going through legal means, and there's a
Hmm,
lot of ways to take advantage of that.
sure.
Uh, the Korean government has been a bit conservative in terms of that.
Yeah. Huh.
And especially after experiencing incidents like last year, that I think with some Korean blockchain companies really like making big issues like in this space, I think they're trying to be a lot more careful.
Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to. I guess it's completely legal here in the U.S. I don't know. I guess I just don't know the status of where there are regulations and where there are not. I know, I mean, with the whole like crypto crash and all of that with, you know, S- SBF, that dude, and all this kind of commotion, I don't know if there's been more regulation added. That's probably, you know, I don't know. Maybe you know better than me, but I'm not really sure about it here in the U.S. versus
in the US. I don't think like blockchain gaming is illegal, but I know that some of the big gaming platforms actually, I think this is more of a global thing, are not friendly to blockchain games. Like Steam, I think is still pretty conservative.
Yeah, it is.
Google Play Store just released their new like regulation, which opened up a lot of possibilities actually. And I think App Store is still a bit conservative.
Yeah, I guess like the only reason I could think, like, I guess there's two ways to look at it. Like, if governments don't want it, I guess it kind of makes sense because it's their currency that could be devalued in a sense if some other currency becomes more valuable, I guess. And then the other way to look at it is, I guess they would be trying to protect users from losing money or committing fraud or something like that. Those are the only two reasons I would think. So it's interesting though. Very, very touchy. So I guess that's funny. Like, how can you create that game in South Korea if it's illegal to play the game?
It's illegal to service it, so we can just block out South Korean users. That's one
Oh
way.
man.
So building the game is not illegal. I think
Okay,
servicing it in Korea and marketing it in Korea would be
got it.
illegal.
Got it.
So we're looking at ways to be able to also service in South Korea. I guess it's all about like actually looking through all the fine details of like which
Hmm.
parts are regulated so that
Yep.
we don't touch those parts. We're still in discussions, like in terms of with our legal team regarding that, but just in the general sense, crypto games, play to earn is banned in South Korea. So
Interesting. Yeah, so I guess if anything, you would just have to release a, you know, worst case scenarios. You just release a version for South Korea that's literally just racing, not play to earn or nothing to
yeah.
do with crypto.
Yeah, that would also be another option to go around that. But thankfully, 433 and a lot of the people like at Delabs actually have experience and like are experts at servicing global games. So
Okay,
it's not too big of an issue right now.
good, awesome. All right, well, what else can I ask you? I mean, we talked about the Rumble Racing Star. We know that is coming for an open beta. You said in October of this year, so definitely, like I said, definitely let us know because I know we have our writers and editors definitely like love to try new games. Oh, and the other question I had, I guess, was all these games are mobile games, correct?
So Rumble Racing Star is actually coming to PC first. So we
Oh,
did our
nice.
test beta on PC, so it's a PC game. We're probably going to also have a mobile version down the line. Space Frontier and Metabolts are probably going to be mobile.
Cool.
But
And
we're also discussing whether we want to go like cross-platform, which one to go first. But
yeah, that was going to be my next question is like, I mean, for me personally, I have Switch. I guess I could play on my computer or my laptop, but yeah, I just was going to see if you had any plans or aspirations to bring it to any sort of console after in the future.
we haven't really discussed console. I think that would have to be a lot later down the line. And if there's a lot of demand for it,
Yeah.
that could also be an option. But we're not really thinking about that right at the moment. Also, especially because the game itself is actually free to play, and we have some like in-app purchase elements. And I think for console, it's usually packaged games where you like pay and then start.
Sure.
And integrating the blockchain layers would also be another
True.
difficulty of
Yeah. Yeah.
console.
It's definitely, I guess, going to be a hindrance for Web3 gaming when it comes to consoles. I guess you're pretty much separated from most consoles at that point when you're creating a game like that, right?
I don't think I've ever seen a Web3 game that you can play like on a console. I actually haven't thought about that, but I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen one.
I guess if you did, you would just like the same thing. You would release like the very basic version, just racing or just the campaign in that the Frontier game, and then hopefully I guess you would hope that users would try to do things, and then you would have a message saying like, "Oh, this is only available on PC or mobile or whatever." So I guess that would be a way to do it, but maybe it's not worth it for you guys.
Yeah, I think maybe once the game like really does well and there's a lot of demand, I think that's a possibility we can explore then. But I think right now, I think it makes more sense for us to focus our efforts to PC and mobile.
Awesome. All right. Well, was there anything else that you wanted to kind of shout out? Anything else you're working on, or anything you're excited about? Any type of person that's playing the game, or anything you want users to know if they come to this interview?
I do have one last thing that's coming up for us.
Sure.
So there's going to be Korea Blockchain Week, which is one of the biggest blockchain conferences in the world. It's the first week of September, and will be our founder Junmo will be speaking at the conference. He'll be a moderator for one of the panels, and then we actually have a side event here in our office. So
Awesome.
if anyone's in Korea, I think it would be awesome to come visit. We'll have drinks, we'll have our racing game there for people to play. So it'll be a lot
Sounds
of fun
fun.
and a lot of prizes. So
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I'll have to add that when we publish the article and the interview about this, to add a little note there. When is that event?
so the event is actually on the 7th of September.
Nice. Very nice. All
If
right. Well,
anyone in your audience is in Korea, be a lot of
I'm
fun to
sure I'm sure there is. Someone is. We'll have to have them reach out to us.
spend.
Let them know maybe ask them more about how we get around the blockchain ban. That's cool. All right. Well, that's pretty much all the questions that I had. I thought it was a pretty cool conversation. Definitely learned a lot. So yeah, best of luck to you guys, and can't wait to hear more when the games release and when I can give it a try.
Sounds good. It was great talking to you, and thank you for making time for this interview.
Absolutely.